In 2019, the last time South African went to the voting polls, about 26 million people were registered to vote, but sadly, only 17 million people casted a valid vote. Fast forward to 2024, about 27 million people are now registered to vote. If ANC wants 50% of that, they will have to get about 13 million voters on their side. That's the numbers games that we need to talk about right now. Let's discuss that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono. Well, guys, we are back with another one, and this time around, I'm speaking about the numbers. We have to discuss the numbers because at the end of the game, in elections is a numbers games, and everyone has to know exactly where they need to land, plus minus, so that they can get that 1 seat, that 10 seats, that 20 seats, or whatever the aspirations of their political party is. They need to know the numbers game. Well, in this video, I want to break it down a little bit. It's a fun video just to refresh your mind what happened in 2019 and just to try and, have a guess, like Ipsos, just try to guess where the other parties might land in 2024 national elections. Well, like I said on the intro video, in 2019, we saw about 26,756,649 people actually registered to vote. But quite concerning, total of votes cast, it was about 17,672,851 votes. So now that was a very important thing. It's a very, very important thing to note because we are saying all the political parties in this current election, they actually have to work hard. Why are we saying they have to work hard? Let's take about every political party that got a seat. That will be my focus for this video. I will do maybe a video for other political parties who did not get a seat on the 2019 elections, but they might get a seat this year. But let's just focus on everyone who got a seat, from 1 seat to 230 seats. Okay, we know about 400 seats are available, if I'm not mistaken. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with Al-Jama. Al-Jama got 1 seat in parliament in 2019. That's the seat that they currently have right now. And it looks like in 2019, 30,000 voters on your side was enough to get you the seat. Sadly, that is not going to be the case this year. It's going to be around the figures of 35,000 to 40,000 will get you only 1 seat. So Al-Jama, if they want to improve to 2 seats, they'll have to get about 60-something thousand seats, voters on their side. Let's talk about the PAC. They also got one seat. They have a lot of improvement to make. The AIC, they did a good job. Sorry for skipping Cope there. Cope got 2 votes with 47,000 votes. And then we've got AIC that got 48,000 votes with 2 seats also. There we go. So the region of 2 seats will run up until the 80,000 marks. You see that Good Party got 2 seats. Will the Good Party actually be able to maintain this, it's a big ask for them, because I think they have lost most of his support, and most of their attraction and momentum has been lost. We have not spoken about the good party, the ATM. That's a party that I think will retain at minimum their 2 seats. I'm hoping that they will get 2 more seats on top of those 2 seats. They are doing a great job. The NFP is right there with 2 seats also. The UDM did a great job with 78,000 voters who gave them the 2 seats. Now the Christian Party, the ACDP, got 146,000 votes that gave them the 4 seats. This is amazing. This is amazing. And these are parties that operate under the radar, but you sleep on them, they will take your voters, using the religion, using the power of the Holy Spirit, so to say. And they are there getting the votes. I am going to speak about 2024. Let's just run through 2019 quickly. The Freedom Front Plus, they got about 414,000 votes that got them the 10 seats. Now we are dealing with the big boys. Now, between the ACDP at 146,000 and the Freedom Front at 414,000, I think we're going to have a lot of parties falling in between there, in the marks of 200,000 votes, 300,000 votes, 350,000 votes that are going to fall there. And those are the parties like your PA. I see most of these small parties managing to get about 300,000 votes. And the sad thing is that your membership does not actually reflect that those people are going to go to the poll. So don't think just because you've got a membership of 1 million, it means you're going to get 1 million votes. It does not work like that. There's still a lot of logistics that has to be done on Voters' Day. So when we speak about the IFP, the top four, now we are getting into the top four. It got 588,000 votes, about 14 seats that they got. Excellent job by the IFP. Yeah, good standing for them, an improvement from the last elections also. So we're expecting the IEC to fall around somewhere there where they are. I estimate that they're going to still be in the 5 to 600,000 votes. When we speak about the EFF, now we jumped from 500,000 to 1.8 million voters. Now we're speaking about 1.882,000. That is 44,000. 44 votes in the National Assembly. This is great numbers. And the number two, obviously, was the DA with 3,622,000 with 84 votes. 84 seats, in National Parliament. And now we've got the number one, the big dog themselves, the unfailing ANC, that managed to show everyone that people actually still believe in the ANC. They got 10 million. So they got 10 million out of, like I said, the 17,000 votes that the people, 17,672 votes that voters that voted. So the ANC got 17. That's the power they have. Now, if we go to 2024 and we go and look at actually who has registered to vote, it's quite interesting to see who has registered to vote for 2024. When we look at the people of 18 to 19 years old, you find that males, about 245,000 males registered. These are the new kids in the block. The females, about 331. They're about 1% of the voters population. If you look at 20 to 29, these are probably people who are second-time voters. They vote. There is like 1.9 million males and 2.4 million females, constituting about 7 to 8% between the two of them. 30 to 39, that's our generation. 3.1 million for the males, and for the females 3.6 million. This is excellent. And then when you get to the 40s to 49, that's those ones who are already thinking about pension. 2.8 million for males and 3.1 million for females. 50 to 60 years old, 50 to 59, we are talking about 2 million for the males, 2.4 million or 2.5, almost 2.5 million for the females. When we speak about the 60 to 69, the pension people, we're speaking about 1.3 million for the males and 1.7 million for the females. 70 to 79, these are the old people now. These are our grandparents. They are like 579,000 for the males and 940,000 for the females. 80 plus, we're looking at males, they constitute only 212,000, and then we're looking the females about 500,000. This is excellent thing. So what this actually means is that when it comes to male and female, 44% 0.76 are males, and females, if they wanted, they could vote for a female candidate and rule the country, and they would get 55.4 24% of the vote, and that is the 15 million females that are eligible to vote, and that constitute and gives us that 27 million 698 197,000 votes. So that's what we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. When we talk about the numbers, you have to know the numbers. Let me quickly swipe through the let me quickly swipe through the provinces. Eastern Cape with 3.4 million, Free State with 1.4 million, Gauteng 6 million, 6.5 million, KwaZulu Natal 5.7 million, Mpumalanga 2 million, Northern Cape, the weakest and least populated province in the country, sitting at 656,000, and Limpopo sitting at 2.7 million, and Northwest sitting at 1.7 million, and the Western Cape sitting at 3.3 million. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to focusing our our focus on the 2024 2019 outcomes, where we see the number of seats that were given. What I want to focus here is the number of votes that political parties got. The ANC, ladies and gentlemen, managed to get 10 million votes in 2019. So it is we have to wait and see if the EFF has grown enough in terms of taking some members from the ANC. If Umkhonto Wesizwe is really going to damage the ANC on a national margin, are they really going to take some serious votes away from them? We're waiting to see. So if indeed right now 27 million people are registered to vote, and last time it was 26 million, but only 17 million, we can predict that from that 27 million that are registered to vote, maybe this time around, because it's a serious election, we're looking at 22 million or 20 million, round about there. That is my estimation. About 20 to 22 million people are going to cast a valid vote. The others, they're simply not going to go to the election halls to go and vote, the registration centers, and go and vote there. So the ANC needs to grow their margin if they are looking for 50%. Remember, the 27 million, half of that, it's about 13 million. So like I said, not every person who's registered to vote is actually going to vote. But when we look at my prediction of saying about 22 million people are going to vote, and the ANC will have to get about 11 million of that to get that 50 plus 1% to winning margin. You understand? So the ANC has got a lot of work to do in terms of that. Are they capable of doing that? Many people are saying no. Many polls are saying no. For me, if you watch my previous video that I uploaded about Fikile Mbalula and the ANC, focusing on the ANC and leaving other parties alone, especially the Jacob Zuma movement and what is happening with MK and all of that, leaving them alone and focusing on the ANC, I believe the ANC has the numbers, has the budget, has the strategy, and I think they can execute that. They can execute it. But will they? And will they is another question. There's too many infights within the ANC. They are not as vibrant as they was in 2019 in terms of, I mean, 40 days to the elections in 2019, you saw the ANC everywhere. A little bit subtle this time around. I would say some to an extent a little bit more too confident for my liking. There's so many things working against them. I would have hoped that the ANC would do even much more to push against the current. The DA, 3.6 million voters voted for the DA in 2019. But remember, that was the decline from the previous election because they got rid of Musi Maimane. You get rid of Musi Maimane, DA. Ah, shame, man. Ah, shame. The DA is going to decline from that 3.6 million voters. I see them hanging around there at 2.8 million, about to 3.4 million. I see 3.2 million. I see the DA losing about 500,000 voters to parties like Action SA, Arise Mzansi, Rise Mzansi, the PA, the ANC, and the EFF, and maybe some too, the MK. I see the DA losing a lot of vote in that regard. So I don't see the DA becoming an opposition government. That 20% they got, they definitely going to be underneath 20%, and they're going to reshuffle and kick Steenhuisen out of the party because he has failed to carry the mandate of white monopoly capitalists. So the EFF got 1.8 million. I think it is safe to say there is no poll that is predicting that the EFF will decline from that number of what percentage did they get? The 10% they got. People are predicting that the EFF has grown at least triple or double at most. The EFF right now should be getting membership about close to 4 million, and maybe convince more people to vote for them. So I see the EFF at minimum doubling that 1.8 million and getting 4 million votes, and some can even say 5 to 7 million. But we don't know what is going to happen. The MK is there, everyone is there. IFP also, I'm predicting that the IFP will stay around there at the 500,000 voters mark. I'm not sure if they will be 504, 400, 540 votes, or 5 point, I'm not sure, somewhere around that 500 mark, lower 500 and 200, 500, 200, or 500, 800, 580, 520, excuse me, votes, somewhere there, 520, 580. They will fall around somewhere there, but I still see them in the 500 mark. And it's going to be fun to see what the other political parties are going to do. So you guys, you tell me, according to the numbers that you are seeing, can the ANC get that 11 million votes if indeed 22 million people vote for the ANC? Guys, it's not impossible. It's not an impossibility. It's not an impossibility. It's not. But unfortunately, the ANC is not focusing on its strength being the power that they have in terms of reach. The ANC is the only political party in South Africa that can claim to reach all corners of South Africa. They have the financial muscle, they've got the MPs, they've got the ministers, they got the department, they've got so much working for them, but they are busy riding the wave of Mkhonto Wesizwe and fighting those fights that are necessary. According to me, the ANC should be focusing on the ANC and try to salvage that 50% or close to 50% if indeed they are going to fall underneath 50%. Try by all means not to be too far off the mark and ending up needing one of the other big parties like the EFF, the the MK and the DA and even the IFP or anything like that. I mean, if the ANC manages to get 48%, 47%, they don't need the big parties. The big parties will remain oppositions, and that's something that people are not talking about. They are too confident that the ANC will drop from that 57% that they got down to 40. Well, what if they don't drop to 40 and they drop somewhere close to let's say 48, 47? They will only need the small parties. They will only need the small parties to remain in power, and that is very likely to happen. That is very likely. It's not an impossible task for the ANC to get 40, let's say 45%, and need only 6% from other small parties. There's many of these small parties, I'm telling you, will run to work with the ANC. Just wanted to give you guys the numbers game. So let's run it up quickly again. In 2024, 27 million people are registered to vote. Half of that is 13 million. But the ANC, I mean, the IEC has always told us that not everyone goes to the voting polls, just like in 2019, where 26 million people actually registered to vote, but only 17 million people went there. But this time around, I think there's a vibe to the elections this year. It's different from 2019. So I think this time around, from the 27 million people that are registered, I predict about 22 million will come and vote. 20 to 22 million will come and vote, and the ANC will only need about 11 million. That will be an improve of 1 more million members of voters in their on their side, if indeed they're going to get that 50%. But if they retain that 10 million voters that voted for them in 2019, well, then the ANC will remain in power, ladies and gentlemen. That is what is going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this little numbers game that we played today. Until we meet next time, please click the subscribe button so that at least by the election, when they come, we can get that 30,000 subscribers. I need the 30,000 subscribers. We need our channel to have a bigger voice. I'm busy printing the t-shirts. For those that own t-shirt, they printed them with wrong colors, but I am going to get the right colors tomorrow. Some are going to get the t-shirts this week. Some of you next week, when I get money, you'll get your t-shirts. I thank you everyone, and I thank you for my two Mpumalanga people who have purchased my book. I said, Linda, I mean, this is amazing, guys. Amazing. Thank you so much. If you purchase this book with only 400 rand, it will include the courier price, and you will get the book within a week or so. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Click that subscribe button. Leave your thoughts on the comment section. I want to hear, what are you saying? From what percentage realistically are you giving ANC? I'm focusing this video. I'm focusing it on the ANC. Do you see them maintaining 50%, or do you say 48%? Some of you are saying 42%. Some of you are even saying 38%. But be honest on the comment section. Remember, these people, they have the numbers. They simply have the numbers. It's not a joke. And you will see on election day, ANC has the numbers. So it's all about who's going to play the logistics very well. 40 days left to the elections. They must not postpone them. They must not do anything like that. I want to vote on the 29th of of May. That's it. Very excited for it. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.